One night I found myself awake, yet utterly paralyzed. I was a prisoner in my own body, my mind racing while my limbs refused to budge. A weight pressed down on my chest, stealing my breath, and then I saw him, a shadowy figure lurking in the periphery of my vision. This experience, as terrifying as it was, is not unique to me. Countless individuals across cultures and throughout history have reported similar encounters, often describing a shadowy figure, a malevolent presence, lurking in the darkness of their sleep paralysis. This phenomenon, as old as time itself, continues to baffle and frighten even the most rational minds. Sleep paralysis is a terrifying state of consciousness, a liminal space between wakefulness and sleep, where our minds awaken while our bodies remain trapped. We are left vulnerable, our primal fears taking shape in the darkness. This vulnerability is often accompanied by hallucinations, both visual and auditory, that amplify the feeling of dread and helplessness. Perhaps the most chilling of these hallucinations is the recurring figure of the man in the hat. He's often described as a dark, shadowy figure, his features obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. His presence is heavy with malice, a palpable sense of dread clinging to him like a shroud. The man in the hat is not merely a figment of our imagination, but a manifestation of our deepest fears, anxieties, and societal conditioning. He embodies the unknown, the things that lurk in the shadows of our subconscious, waiting for the moment our guard is down to surface. He is a universal archetype, appearing in various forms across different cultures and time periods. In Japanese folklore, he takes on the guise of the kanashibari, a malevolent spirit that sits on people's chests, suffocating them in their sleep. In Newfoundland, he is the old hag, a terrifying entity that pins down its victims, leaving them helpless and terrified. These cross-cultural variations suggest that the man in the hat may be more than just a random hallucination. Perhaps he represents a primal fear hardwired into our brains through millennia of evolution. He could be a manifestation of our ancestors' fear of predators, lurking in the darkness, waiting to strike when we are most vulnerable. His presence, though terrifying, serves as a stark reminder of the power of the human mind and its ability to conjure the most vivid and unsettling imagery, blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. The feeling of being trapped during sleep paralysis is visceral, a primal fear that speaks to our deepest vulnerabilities. You are conscious, aware of your surroundings, yet utterly incapable of moving or speaking. Imagine waking up in the dead of night, unable to move a muscle, your chest constricted as if an invisible weight is crushing you. You try to scream, to call for help, but no sound escapes your lips. Panic sets in, your heart races, your breath comes in short, shallow gasps. And then you see him, standing at the foot of your bed or perhaps looming over you, his eyes burning into you with malevolent intent. The man in the hat. He is there, a physical manifestation of your terror, feeding off your fear, growing stronger with each panicked breath you take. This experience, though terrifying, is not inherently dangerous. Sleep paralysis is a physiological phenomenon, a glitch in the brain's sleep-wake cycle. It's not a sign of mental illness or impending doom. However, the emotional and psychological impact of these encounters can be profound and long-lasting. The man in the hat, despite his ubiquity in sleep paralysis narratives, remains an enigma. Why this particular figure? Why a man and why a hat? These questions have puzzled researchers and sufferers alike, leading to a variety of theories and interpretations. Some believe that the man in the hat is a manifestation of our cultural conditioning. We are bombarded with images of shadowy figures in hats throughout our lives, from film noir villains to sinister characters in literature. These images, ingrained in our subconscious, resurface during sleep paralysis, taking on a life of their own. Others suggest that the hat itself holds significance. Hats often symbolize authority, power, and concealment. The man in the hat, then, could represent a sense of powerlessness, a feeling of being controlled by an external force. His obscured face adds to the mystery and terror, representing the unknown and unknowable. Regardless of the interpretation, the man in the hat's enduring presence in sleep paralysis narratives speaks to a deeper truth about the human psyche. He is a reflection of our fears, anxieties, and the shadows that lurk in the corners of our minds.